Hi, my name's Evan Gatto with Three Little Spats Oyster Company here in Bayboro, North Carolina. So I've always been interested in agriculture. When I was in high school, I was in FFA, and oyster farming just seemed like a great way to kind of merge my interest in agriculture with our family tradition of working on the water. We started the farm about 8 years ago. We started farming down in Stump Sound. We've met some challenges there, and we wanted to expand, so we came up here to Pamlico, have a different oyster. But my family's been in the commercial fishing or working on the water for the last 6 generations, about as far as I can trace back. But yeah, we just started farming about 8 years ago too. Farmed oysters have surpassed wild for the first time in North Carolina history over the last couple of years. And, I don't see that changing. I think it's just the gap is just going to continue to grow. Our oyster seed starts at a hatchery, and then they move to a nursery to kind of, be in a more controlled environment and strengthen up so that they can go out to the, the sound in the river where it's a little rougher. We have more predators. So at any given time, we keep about 8 or 9 million oysters that are above seed size, not in the nursery, out on our leases and stuff. Big thing with oyster farming is maintenance. So there's not just you plant something and then you harvest it. You have to constantly stay on top of them, keep them clean. You're maintaining gear. Every day you have to check on certain batches, certain seed that we put out different times of the year. So really the biggest constant every day is just keeping informed on how everything looks. So right here, this is an upfeed. This will be filled with about, we always measure everything in totes, these fish totes right here. So we'll put about 9 or 10 of those totes and run them through the tumbler, which separates them by size, shapes them by tumbling them, washes them off with some fresh water to keep certain growth and stuff off of them. It's really all about finding the level of maintenance, because you don't want to touch oysters too much or else it'll stunt their growth. But you also need to stay on top of them. So every oyster before it comes to a plate at a restaurant is maintained about 6 or 7 times by hand. So that's a really big difference between us and a wild product. So in North Carolina, we've been referred to as the Napa Valley of oysters because there's so many different growing areas, so many different types of water or environments, like little micro environments all across the coast. Like here in Pamlico Sound, you have a great mix, great balance of salt water and fresh water from the oceans and the various rivers we have here. Whereas a little further south, you have really salty, ocean water. So almost every mile, 2-3 miles, your oysters are going to taste different. So, we have 2 production facilities. We have one here in the Bay River, which is much more balanced. And then we have another down in Stump Sound in Sneads Ferry, where you get a much saltier oyster with, a lot of different tasting notes. So oysters take the flavor from their environment. If you have one area that's a little more, a little fresher, then you have a little more buttery notes. The flavor really changes. If you're closer proximity to the ocean, they become a lot saltier. So what I like to say is every single oyster, when you eat it, is a snapshot of where it comes from. You can really almost close your eyes and taste it. You have a little bit of the salt, and it's almost like a little bite of the ocean. It's really special in that way.